What's up, everyone? Belligerent here. Let's talk Bloodline. An update's coming out tonight, and we're going to take a look at what's going on, what's new, kind of, give you the overview of what's happening, and we're going to get in depth into one of the events that's coming. All right, so we got the new features. We got the limited time champion class banner event. We're going to come back to that. We have a jigsaw collection event. Each jigsaw piece corresponds to a task. By completing the task, you get a small amount of rewards and the corresponding jigsaw piece. After getting all the jigsaw pieces, you will be rewarded with a champion chest. All right. So, looks like it's going to be tasks. And you can earn peace, probably similar to some of the other events like the hot companion event, things like that. So you're going to kind of work your way through some tasks, hopefully get some pieces. When we know more details about that tomorrow, we might put out a video on it if it requires one. Again, right now we're just kind of guessing. They're adding an equipment store. So I guess you're going to be able to buy equipment. I don't know if I'm going to assume it's going to be probably for diamonds. But that'll be a little bit more of a steady way to get the equipment you want outside of the horrible random Senate answers. Trying to get those. I've been trying to get the golden ones, and it's been kind of a nightmare. All right, so adjustments and optimizations. All events will now be found under one button on the city scene. Thank God. Holy cow. Like, I cannot tell you how I don't have to tell you. You play the game, so you know. One of the most tedious things in this game is going to the events and then going to the achievements and then closing that out and going to the events over on the other side of it. Holy, now if we can just get them to give me a collect all button in these interfaces, it'd be great. Optimize the UI displaying how to get a liking companion. Players can now obtain a liking companion from the companion summoning event in the second week, which is we're in right now. I think it ends in a day or two. I'm not sure why we need that, but it is what it is. We'll see it. I believe that event is almost over. I'm not sure exactly when, but I think it has 2 or 3 days left if I remember correctly. All right, bug fixes. They fixed the Cargill's level 6 ultimate skill. Who is that? That must be a typo. It must be the Cargo, the tank, the Orc tank's level 6 ultimate skill did not deal damage. See, this is the kind of stuff we've been saying in our clan events, our clan series, where I'm telling you what the skills are supposed to do, but there's a bunch that aren't working, a bunch that aren't doing what they say they're supposed to be doing. So at least, I like that we're seeing some progress and some activity. Like, these have come pretty quick. So, fixed a bug where the damage amount of the male Travain's ultimate skill was not displayed. Okay. So it sounds like it was already doing damage. It's just going to display it now. Fixed the bug where the female Lionstone's ultimate skill only worked on one single champion. Wow. Okay. So maybe she will feel stronger now. Fixed the bug where the female Doombringer's ultimate skill couldn't hit because she was too far away from the target. What in the world? Okay. Fixed the bug where the critical hit rate was displayed as 0. Oh, it's nice to know that they don't all have zeros in the champion details. Fixed the bug where it reported an error when inviting a steward to the Hall of Fame. I haven't even had that interaction yet. Fixed the bug where stat boosts of certain equipment were not displayed. Fixed the bug where progress wasn't registered when a task is completed in the champion recruitment. Fix a bug where the UI of guild bonus and privilege card bonuses were displayed in reverse for the district bonus. I don't know. I do know that there are a bunch of things that need to be fixed with the district stuff, so maybe that will fix some of it. I don't know. We'll find out. Fix the bug where it reported error 4603 when you receive daily task rewards. I haven't had that happen to me. Fix the bug where the male Doombringer's ultimate skill didn't take effect. Okay. Another skill. And fix the bug where the trait Bestial didn't take effect. Now that's big. The Bestial effect, if you don't know, if I recall, because I'm not switching back to the game to look it up, I believe Bestial gives the champion a shield that absorbs damage, a certain damage based on a percentage of the champion's strength for the first 10 seconds of the match, I believe. So that's a pretty big trait to not be working. So it's good to have that in. Now we'll be able to experiment with some more defensive stuff. All right, let's look at this event because it's kind of the one that caught my eye. We're going to make some assumptions again because a little bit of information is lacking. And so we're just going to make some assumptions and hope that we're assuming correctly. We'll know more when the update is released. So, limited time champion class banner event. Details. Players can choose one class among all classes: warrior, mage, assassin, marksman, and tank before the draw. After you choose a class, the champions obtained from the draw will only be of your chosen class. Players can switch classes at any time during the event. So what I'm reading this is I'm going to guess it's going to be something like you go into the summoning circle, or maybe they'll have an event thing for it, but something like the summoning circle, and you can pick a class. And then, so if you draw 10 champions, all 10 champions will be the class that you picked. Okay. So if we're making the correct assumption with that, this to me, and this is what we're going to do right now, warrants like kind of a look at which classes, are kind of the best for this particular event. Now, this is going to vary for everybody, and everybody's going to have their opinions on what's better, what's not. I'm giving you my opinion. That's all I can ever do in these videos. Also, depending on what champions you already have, what you need to build in your champion collection, or what you need for ascensions, things like that, it's going to vary a lot between what's important from person to person. But I'm just looking at it from a general perspective. Okay? Not with any specific goals in mind, just which one is. Let's rank the different classes as far as what you might want to prioritize when you're making these draws. Okay, so we're gonna go in kind of reverse order from what I think is the worst class to try to get draws with, and what I think is the best class. All right. So let's get into this. The worst class for this, in my opinion, is the marksman class. In the marksman class, we have Trevain. Those are the elves. We have the Elzadeth, which are the dark elves. We have Huntsdorf, which are the dwarves, and we have Tidestorm, which are the dragonborn crossbow marksmen. Okay. Now, so you have 2 champions in each one of those categories. That gives you a total of 8 champions in 4 categories. And I got to be honest with you, of the 8 available, there's only one that I consider worthy of trying to draw. So that's really bad. That's like a 12.5% chance to get a game-changing card. The marksman class in general, all they are is just kind of single target DPS, which is good. Okay, I have a mythic Trevain that out damages my mages. Okay, because I've built her up that way. But in general, they're just, the Elzadeth have some kind of like some crowd control type stuff, some attack slow stuff like that you can throw in there. But all in all, like the dwarves are just hot garbage until they fix the pet mechanic, so the pet actually survives and your skills actually matter. The dwarf huntsman or the dwarf marksmans are just garbage. Trevain, like I said, all of these marksmen can put out big damage because they're DPS. That doesn't make them special. You can get it from almost any of them. The only one, in my opinion, in this category that actually gives you something that can be very valuable in a composition is the male Tidestorm. I'm sorry, but that pull, that scorpion get over here thing that he does, where he pulls the target that's furthest away from him into the middle of the pack, pulls them up to the front line. That's honestly the best way to get to the backliners on the enemy team. That's better than anything you're going to get from an assassin. So the male Tidestorm is the only thing in the marksman category that I personally would deem worthy of draws for. And let's face it, like the Trevain, the Trevain companion you get for free at the beginning of the game, so you already have the companion. She's 1 star, so they grow up in 12 turns. And you get them from the exploration all the time. So there's not really anything, in my opinion, in the marksman category that's worthy of draws. All right, let's move on to the next one. Enough about that. Okay. So the next one that I think, or the next one on the list, moving upwards towards the best, would be the warrior clan. In the warrior class, you have the Kargs, you have the Ugrals, you have the Doombringers, and you have Griffin. Okay. Again, 4 clans in that class, 8 total champions. In my opinion, there's only 2 worthwhile. That's 25%. 25% of that category is worth drawing, and in my opinion, that's going to be the Ugral female, the orc female that does the little spinny spin thing, the spin to win, and the Doombringer female. Like, those are the only 2 that are really worth it, in my opinion. The Ugru female is super tanky because of that lifesteal. Does great AoE and couples really well with the Tidestorm that I was just talking about. And the Doombringer female might be the best, the most bursty warrior single target type thing in the game. So those are the only 2 I see worthy in that category. All right, let's move on. I'm going to try and pick it up here because I want to keep this video within reason and I get kind of chatty. So, all right, so third on the list, I guess number 3. Okay, moving up. We're going to go with the assassin class. Okay, the assassin class, I almost put this at number 2, but I dropped it to number 3, and here's why. Okay, so the assassin class only has 2 clans. The Yvian clan, I think that's how you pronounce it, and the Lycans clan. You get 4 champions out of that category. In my opinion, 2 are worthwhile, and that's a stretch. Honestly, there's just 1, but the female elf is really strong assassin, and the male Lycan is really strong assassin. Those are the only 2 worthwhile. And I say the female elf is a stretch not because she's good, or I'm sorry, not because she's not good, but because you get her all the time. You get your companion is 2-star. You get her for free. Get them from the exploration all the time. Like, it's so plentiful. But if you're going for like a high level one, these draws might be worthwhile. But that's a 50% pull. That's actually the best percentage. But I wasn't going to give them. I wasn't going to go purely off of percentage because there's only 2 clans. It's easy to hit 50% on when there's only 4. Okay. All right. So number 2, we got mages and tanks left. Okay. So taking the second spot, I'm giving it to the tanks. Okay. You got the Sallyhorn, you got the Karguk, and you got the Lionstone. Okay, so that gives you 6 champions. Okay. Now, I'm going to say there's 2 that I would deem worthy of a pull, possibly 3. We just saw that the female Lionstone is getting a bug fix, so she may elevate into that category. So if you want to call it 2.5, you want to call it 3, whatever, you're looking at a 33% to 50% ratio of draws, getting a decent champion out of your pull, out of what's available in that class, depending on where you want to put the female Lionstone. Okay, right now she's just kind of meh. We'll see if it feels better when she's actually affecting all of the champions on the board instead of just one. But right now, I'm looking at the male Karguk, the male Orc tank, and the male Lionstone. The dwarves are hot garbage, but the Orc and the Lionstone, phenomenal tanks. Those are the 2 I'm going for in that tank class, and that's a good chunk of the pulls from that class. All right, and then so that leaves us with the Mage class at the top. Okay, this is also the biggest class. It's got 5 clans in it. It's actually going to have 6 clans if we ever get that Lumi clan that's listed in the codex that's not in the game yet, but that's going to be 6. But right now there's 5. You got Ignis, you have the Luxuriants, you have Zace, Aeson, and Fulgur. Okay, so that gives you a total of 10 champions. And I personally, I deem 4 of them as game changing, worth going for draws on. That's a little debatable. Like, I only want the female Ignis. I don't feel like the male doesn't feel good. The female feels good to me. The male, and maybe again it's one of these bugs, but the male drops this big explosion of fire, and it just doesn't feel like it does anything to anybody. So I'm going for the female Ignis, the female Luxuriant. That's like getting an extra player on your team for 9 seconds is so strong. And if you don't believe me, like, just wait till you get into some of these later rounds and you get charmed by the enemy Luxuriant. Oh my god, I want to kill myself every time that succubus takes over my strongest DPS in the background and my own DPS wipes out my whole team. And then there's Zace, which nobody, Aeson, nobody. And then both of the Fulgurs are good, male or female. I personally prefer the female, but male or female are both great nukes. Best nukes in the game, easily. For my personal preference, I like the female Ignis better than any of them in the class. The Luxuriant is a phenomenal support / crowd control type thing. She has the attack speed on one of her skills. She has obviously the Charmed, which gives you an extra teammate for 9 seconds. It's phenomenal. The Mage class, very strong. 40% draw rate on the champions that I deem as worthy of searching out. So that's how you got it. Once again, just to give you a quick rundown, starting from the bottom, working to the top. We got Marksman at number 5. We got Warriors at number 4. We have Assassins at number 3. Tanks at number 2. And Mages get the top spot. Let me know what you think down in the comments. Like, subscribe, share. Let me know what else you want to see. I'm Belligerent. Peace.